right. So I decided to throw a Ask Me Anything sort of post on my Instagram the other day, giving you guys a chance to ask a fishing guide whatever you want to know about fishing and being a fishing guide. So this is me answering the questions about whatever you guys wanted to know. Let's get right into it. It's going to be a fun video. Well, not that much fun. But anyways, the first question is from B4L Fishing. It says, how hard was it to become a fishing guide? And right off the top of my head, I thought, it's not that hard to become a fishing guide. Like, you just got to do it. You go and do your courses, pay your fees, and you're a fishing guide. You know, there's nothing stopping you from doing it. If you're not even going to be a boat fishing guide, like a fishing guide on the boat, I don't think you need to do courses, but I could be wrong. All I know is I did the courses, I paid my fees, I bought a boat, I bought the gear, and then that's what I realized. Maybe it isn't that easy to become a fishing guide, because you definitely have to have the funds to set you up to be able to take the leap of faith to go into the industry and get right into it. So it definitely wasn't that easy to become a fishing guide, because I started thinking about it, that you have to have the gear to do it. You got to have the time and the experience, and you got to like being around people, and you got to like, taking people fishing. So becoming a fishing guide is not that hard, but it's not that easy as well. Like, some people might already have the boat and all the equipment, and all you have to do is just go do the course and you're a fishing guide. For some people, if you have nothing and you decide you want to be a fishing guide, it's going to be tough to buy your boat, buy your snowmobiles if you want to be an ice fishing guide, and ATVs and all the stuff that you need, to be a successful fisherman / fishing guide. So the one question I tell people to ask themselves if they want to be a fishing guide is that, do you actually get gratification from showing people a good time on the water, taking them fishing, putting them on fish, and just watching them experience fishing? And do you get fulfillment from that? Because it's not about you. If you like fishing and you want to challenge yourself to become a better fisherman, and you like the competition of fishing, then maybe you would be better off as a tournament fishing guide. It's not about you. It's definitely about the people's experience, So you have to actually get enjoyment from taking people out, showing them a good time. And being a guide definitely isn't for everyone. So his next question is from Just Into Fishing. Great use of a username in your name. His question is, what were you doing for work before guiding full time? What didn't I do for work before guiding full time? I've been working since I was right in high school, since I was 16 years old. My first job was a janitor, and second job was probably a janitor, a master of the custodial arts. I don't know, I've had lots of different jobs in my life. Immediately before guiding, I was actually a financial advisor for Freedom 55 Financial. Believe it or not, I used to wear a suit every day to work, and I hated it. It was great money, but it wasn't fun. I didn't like it. Selling life insurance, selling mutual funds, and blah, blah, blah. Not a good time, and I just got into it for all the wrong reasons. And prior to that, I was actually a manager of a fitness facility. So it was a family-run business. My brother and sister-in-law owned a couple fitness clubs in Bradford and Barrie. I managed those for years. That's what allowed me to buy my first house and second house. And that's actually really what set me up for my future as being a fishing guide, is the being a gym manager. So that's how I have my such perfect physique, and that's why I'm in such great shape today. So this next question comes from Barlow in Muskoka, another fishing guide actually, and he's asking, what is your favorite color jig head for perch? So I really love the real thought you put into this one, Wayne. Just teasing you here. My favorite color jig head for perch, I don't have just one favorite color for jig head for perch, that's for sure. I'll give you my top 3 colors. Not in any order because I can't put them in order, but definitely my top 3 favorite colors: pink, chartreuse, and red. And then next to that would either be black or white. So maybe 5 colors. It's like all the colors of the rainbow, right? I love all colors. I don't see color. Let's just do that one over again. Chartreuse, pink for sure, red for sure, and then black or white. Simple. Okay, moving on. This next question is from Fisher Maine. It's like Gucci Mane, Gucci Mane, Gucci Mane, but he's Fisher Maine. So his question is, where to get started on filling my winter with guiding? I'm gonna have to take a second to think about that one because I'm wondering what you mean. Where to get started on filling my winter with guiding? So are you asking, like, if you want to be a guide, how do you fill up your schedule in the wintertime? I would basically start smashing fish, start catching fish, take some really good pictures, post them online, be friendly, be honest to people, and I don't know, like network, put yourself out there, talk to people, do some free fishing trips for people at the beginning. Oh, what's up, Birdie? Oh, hey, Birdie, come here. You're embarrassing me in front of my friends. Come here. What are you doing? Get over here. Up here. All right, whatever. Get your butt up here. Let's go. Come on. Get your butt up here. No. Get up there. Get up there. Get up there. Lay down. That's sitting. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Good girl. Good girl. Okay. All right. Sorry about that, Fisher Maine. So where to get started on filling your winter with guiding? I hope I'm answering your question that you want to be a guide in the wintertime. I would just basically get some good pictures, catch big fish, have the confidence that you can do it consistently because anyone can go out and catch a fish or have a good day of fishing once in a while or a couple times a season. You've got to be on the ball and be able to do it every single day. So challenge yourself, make sure your game is dialed in where you can catch fish consistently every single day. Have confidence in doing that. And then you can start worrying about getting clients. Once you have once you take people out, make sure you get good pictures of your day. Take good pictures, be friendly, and just be honest, and you'll fill your winters with guiding before you know it. So this next question is from Jeff Sink 2. And he says, when did you start? So we'll bring it right back. It all started in the winter of 1998. Man, did it snow. The snow was 3 feet high. I used to walk to the lake uphill both ways. I'm just kidding. I officially started guiding in 2015 and I've been going full time, full steam ever since then. Next question is from Justin Chipman. Am I hiring help? Actually, maybe, yes. For the fish out rentals this winter, I probably am looking for a second or third set of hands, I guess, for just for relief. So basically part-time work. I think I'm looking for like a part-time guy this winter, someone that can kind of be on call, maybe work the weekends, and just be there when we need you, sort of thing. So yes, I kind of am looking for help this winter. If you guys are interested, send me a DM. Send me a DM, give me a call, shoot me a text, whatever. Okay, this next question is from Bearcat 2020. Where do I start looking for whitefish and Lakers on the ice? It's such a loaded question because it's a huge lake. There's lots of different places I would go to find them, but I'll tell you my two favorite areas are the depth's got to be in the 20s. So that's either 20 feet or 120 feet. If you're gonna fish deep, fish deep. If you're gonna fish shallow, fish shallow. Now 20 feet is not even that crazy shallow. I've heard of guys catching fish at less than 10 feet, but I would say on a consistent basis, doing it day in and day out, depth in the 20s, so between 20 to 30 feet is the creme de la creme. And if you're gonna be fishing deep, fish like 120 to, or maybe even 115 to 125. And there's gotta be lots of bait around in the deep water. You gotta find the bait. Shallow water, you're just basically finding the shoals with the most habitat for gobies on it. So this is a question from Easy Fishing Co. Says, how many years have you done this for? Do you see yourself doing this for a long time? Kind of answered this already. Like, I started in 2015, so I've been doing this is going into my 9th year now. So next year is going to be my 10th year as full-time guide, which is crazy because it feels like I'm still just getting started and still learning, and it's wild. It's been a journey. And do I see myself doing this for a long time? I think so. Like, I can't really see myself doing anything else. But I do have the motto that I adopted from my good friend Drake, that the moment I stop having fun with it, I'll be done with it. So if I ever lose the passion for fishing, or if I decide I'm just not enjoying it and I don't want to do this, I'm not going to do it. Life's too short to, spend your time doing things you don't like to do. So yeah, I can see myself doing this for this foreseeable future. Yeah, I don't like to plan my life too far in advance. I just like to live in the moment, and at the moment, things are pretty good. Okay, this next question is from D Leonard 93. He says, what would be an ideal depth to start looking for whiteys on Simcoe? And we kind of covered it already. Looking for whiteys and Lakers on Simcoe. What's the best depth, or what's an ideal depth to look for whiteys on Simcoe? Like the same response, same thing. I really like when the depth has the 20 in it. So whether it's 120 feet or 20 feet, those are just my favorite numbers that works for me. And that's what I believe. And if you believe it enough, so do the fish. Aurelia Fishing, he wants to know, was Aurelia Fishing your most handsome guest? He looked pretty handsome. Jason? Yes. All right, this is a question from Learning to Fish with David. What is your favorite species to fish for? Great question. My favorite species to fish for are the ones that are biting that day. So we're pretty blessed on Lake Simcoe that, I could go out in the morning for lake trout, and if the Lakers aren't biting, we could switch it up and go for bass, or if the bass aren't biting, we can go for jumbos, or we can go for whitefish. There's always something biting on any particular day. My absolute favorite has got to be the smallmouth. I was born and raised catching smallmouth. Simcoe is like a place that is special for smallmouth. They just seem to grow here faster than most other places in the world. This is like the Texas of smallmouth bass, or the Florida of smallmouth bass. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like big largemouth are in Florida and Texas. Well, Lake Simcoe has the big smallmouth. They just grow so fast here, and it's very exciting to go bass fishing on Simcoe because you could literally catch, I believe anyways, I think you can catch the Ontario record in smallmouth any time of the year. It's not just in the fall. It's not like pre-spawn. We don't even get a pre-spawn season here, but anytime you're fishing Simcoe, there's a chance you could catch a new record smallmouth bass, and that is very exciting to me. So smallmouth are my favorite. So this next question is from John W, and he says, can you make a decent living guiding full time? And I guess that's why a lot of you guys are here. Can you make a decent living? It's like, I make a living. I'm alive. The lights are on. I live in a beautiful house on the lake. My wife doesn't have to work. What's a decent living? Am I getting rich? Am I, do you want to see my stock portfolio? I don't have one. I just don't really even know anything about that stuff, but how do I answer this? Do you make a decent living? What is a decent living? If you guys just want to know numbers, you can do the math. It's like I can do anywhere from 100 to 200 trips a year, and on average, let's say about $600 per trip. Some trips are more, some trips are less. So do the math. I'm definitely not getting rich in this industry, but I make a pretty good living where my wife doesn't have to work. I get to have a couple months off every year. I get a couple months off every year. I get to enjoy, the odd vacation, and it's not terrible. It's not easy, but it's not terrible. Like I said, I'm not getting rich, but it's good enough for me. So it's a labor of love. That's the best way to put it. I don't do it for the money. I do it for my freedom, and it's not even financial freedom. It's just freedom to live in the moment, like I was talking about earlier. So I don't know. You can do the math. Like I said, out of those, 100 to 200 trips a year, I have to pay for my gas, all my expenses. I have to pay for my living expenses. I have to pay for my commercial insurance. I have to pay for all the tackle. I have to pay for so many things. It just never stops. So it's, that's just the guiding world itself. There's other ways to make money in this world, but if we're just talking guiding, like that's it. Like, there's only X amount of days in the year. There's only so much you can charge per trip, and you're always going to have the expenses that come along with it. So it is what it is. It's definitely a great side hustle. If you want to be like me and freaking put your nose to the grindstone and decide you want to do it full time and nothing else, it can definitely be done. It took me about 3 years to have a client base where I can solely rely on just fishing for a living. Those first 3 years of guiding was really, really tough. I actually did have a part-time job at the beginning. I worked for Air Canada, an airline company I'm sure a lot of you guys know of. And I used to work overnight at the airport, and I would be driving home from the city, back up north to Lake Simcoe in the morning. I'd take people fishing all day and then go back to the airport at night. That was probably like the grindiest part of my life, where I was, risking falling asleep driving on the highway. It was a wild time to be alive, but it was also a lot of fun that I think back on it now, I definitely don't miss those days, but it built some character, I guess, and it just made me who I am today. So I really do. I appreciate everything I had to go through. Okay, I think that just about does it for questions, but if there's any other questions you guys have, feel free to put them in the comments, and yeah, I'll definitely get back to you guys. I love to answer all the questions you guys have, but I definitely will do another one of these videos if you guys liked it. So hit the thumbs up on the video if you want to see another video like this, and I guess we'll see you on the next one. Okay, see ya.